Welcome to the new normal. I'm Judith Durnyanam.
And I'm Manika Mahesh.
We will be talking about the ups and downs of virtual learning that on students, teachers, and universities. So our first question is, what are the challenges when it comes to virtual learning?
I feel like the main challenges are the lack of communication and interactivity between teachers and students. For example, in school, students can easily ask teacher questions and connect with them on a personal level, whereas online and virtual school, it's way more harder. It's through a Zoom meeting, and many students fear asking questions in front of the whole class, whether it's in person or online. And whenever teachers, they don't realize how much students are really learning, and they can just end the Zoom call and the student wouldn't get the chance to ask a question. And what would you think about this topic?
I think you're completely right because teachers really feel like they're not helping their students because they don't have the proper communication tools to keep them on check, to track them, to see where they're going. And another thing that I think would be a big challenge is academic responsibility, because you can't really keep control. Students especially can't really keep control of themselves cheating, because Google is so easy to use at this point. If you're on your laptop, you can use your phone. If you're on your phone, you can use some other device. And it just even though software is coming for all these things, we still don't really have a control over it, and teachers especially can't really restrict their students from doing certain quizzes and projects and grades just because of plagiarism. They need to get this grade into the grade book whether it's plagiarized or not, and it's a really big challenge for teachers. What do you think the positives are?
I feel like since it's not in person, when students are traveling or let's just say they're sick, I feel like their attendance will be much higher because it's not based on their location. They can still participate literally from their bed in their pajamas, whereas it's not like you have to get dressed up and wake up at 7 a.m. and be at school at 9. I feel like times have changed, and students have adapted to that for the best of their abilities, and I feel like attendance will be much higher.
It's the flexibility is honestly great. You don't you really can see students being more comfortable, being more they whenever they want to actually work, they work. So having that motivation when they want to work is just perfect. And another thing that you said about location, foreign students, out of state students, they don't really get to be with their family, and nowadays they're able to, because virtual learning has really connected them back with their families. And what do you think the long-term goal is?
I feel like students, it's much more harder in virtual school because they teach you the material. They don't really know how much you're learning because they can't monitor your success and whether to see if you're being academically responsible. So I feel like they just give them material and then you just take a test. And if you fail it, you just retake it. And if you pass it, you move on. Whereas in person, you would do a lot of interactive lessons. You could ask the teacher yourself. And I feel like you just keep retaining the information again and again. So that's my thought on this.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's would be long term is that you really gain a responsibility for keeping your stuff in track, turning it in on time. And yes, you have that in school, but in school I feel like there's a certain leniency, while here they know exactly what time and what second you turn it in. And because of this, I feel like students will be able to carry forth a responsibility into their careers and into their future lives.
I completely agree with you.
Thank you for talking to me today. We really saw some of the ups and downs of virtual learning.
Thanks for listening.